How do you know Uncle John Coyne?
John's father and my father were brothers, so we're cousins.
What is your name?
My name is Lois. It was Coyne, but now it's Dias.
Where were you born?
I was born in St. Luke's Hospital.
Is that New
In
Bedford?
New Bedford, yes, I was. Yeah, so I've known the Coynes all my life.
Did you go through the same parochial school, the same Catholic school?
No, I didn't, because we
Okay.
lived in Fairhaven.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
so
But you saw them go off to war and the
I did.
Navy and the Coast Guard. And
Right, and my brother went off to war and never came back.
what is his name?
His name was Walter Coyne.
Walter Coyne.
Yeah,
What branch did he serve?
he was in the Navy.
In the Navy, just like Frank and John both. They
Right.
served in the Pacific Theater.
That's right, yeah. Except he never came back.
Maybe they're playing pitch now and talking about New Bedford.
I hope they are.
I hope we can do that in heaven.
I know that. It would be nice, wouldn't it?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, all the relatives get together.
I think that would be
It
wonderful.
would, it would. Well, you're a nice-looking guy.
Well, thank you. I sometimes wonder if I know what's up or down, but one thing I did right is married my best friend 30 years ago this year.
How many
And,
years ago?
30 years.
Wow.
So Emily and I are still madly in love.
Oh, that's nice.
Did you marry?
Yes, I did. My husband died last year.
What?
We had been married 61 years.
Congratulations.
Wasn't that something?
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
What was his name?
His name was Richard Dias. Yeah. We've been married a long time.
What kind of work did you and he do?
Well, I worked in a bank several times, and he was a school teacher and ended up a principal, and he was in education. Yeah.
And did you both work in New Bedford?
No, he worked in Seekonk,
Okay.
and I worked in Fall River,
Okay.
because we live in a little town called Freetown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And growing up, did you ever meet Julie Coyne, which would be John's and Frank's mother, who died when I believe my dad was
yes.
only 5 years old? Consumption, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Tuberculosis.
It's true.
Did you
Well,
know Julie Coyne, my grandma?
I was only a little girl
Yes.
then, but my mother, all of them would tell you that my mother had been around to see that they were all right. She was a good soul, too.
So she ended up adopting 6 children.
Well, no, but Francis used to say all the time that he was so glad he had my mother when he needed his mother so bad, and he had mine.
And what's her name?
Her name was Alice Coyne,
Aunt Alice.
and her husband was Joseph Coyne.
Uncle Joseph.
Yeah.
Do you remember what life was like in New Bedford area during the war? Were things pretty financially tight and difficult to get by?
They were.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, my parents' anniversary was on the 4th of July because when they were young, they couldn't afford to take a day off from work. So they had to get married on a holiday. And they got married at the priest's house. Yep. That was Alice and Joseph.
Okay.
Yep.
And maybe you attended some of the weddings of the Coyne children.
Oh, yes. Oh,
and
yes,
they
I
as well probably went to your
came
wedding.
to mine, sure. Yep, it's true. Who did you say you were?
Frank Coyne's number 4 son, so Francis. Francis Coyne.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Francis married Maureen McKenty.
I know it was Marvin, and
Yeah.
he used to write about her in the letters and everything. He was a nice guy.
He was in love
Francis.
with her.
He was.
And
He
John
was.
has been in love with Eileen for a long time as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
And he's cared for her all these years.
I know.
It's been beautiful. What
I
a
know.
wonderful model of
I know.
love.
How is she now, do you know?
She's very healthy. But
Is
you
she-
know, because of
Get
the
the
Alzheimer's,
Alzheimer's.
it's hard to remember things.
I know.
But she's happy, and she's surrounded by very lovely people and family.
Is she aware of this?
We don't think so,
No.
but who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
But in the spirit world, I think someday they'll be reunited.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
They will. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Are you a member of a Catholic church now?
No, I'm not. I was an Episcopalian.
Episcopalian.
Yeah.
Well,
My father was Catholic. My mother was Episcopalian. And he had a little problem with one of the priests or something, and
Because of the baby.
because of a baby.
Sure, sure.
And, he,
Yeah, sometimes humans get in the way of religion.
religion gets in the way of humans.
That's right, exactly.
It's true.
I think God is big enough to love everybody, huh?
I know. Well,
Yeah.
my mother had another child that had,
Yeah.
she could tell was going to die. And my dad kept going for the priest, going for the priest. He
Yeah.
didn't have time to come, but evidently they had been taught how to do that themselves because he baptized his own child.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Well, I've had a good life.
Obviously, you have shared a lot of love with a lot of people.
I guess so. Do you think so?
I think so.
This is my baby girl.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being part
You're
of the
welcome.
family, and
And I have two sons, too. Yeah.
wonderful.
So, a lot of grandchildren. It's great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm
God
glad-
bless.
Glad I met you. God bless you, too.